When it was time to get off work, everyone gathered around and asked her, "Hey, how dare you stand up and argue with her? You're so brave." In this whole company, no one dares to stand up to her. Hotaru really couldn't hear these words, so she hummed a few words and left, going out to the company lobby. Seeing Nawaki, Hotaru immediately ran over. "Nawaki, why are you walking so fast?"
I have to go home early today. My friend is coming to visit.
"Thank you for helping me."
Not at all. Veterans bully newbies. This can't just be watched.
Nawaki has always been a very good person. She is smart, brave. Hotaru always wanted to be like Nawaki. Hotaru wants to be someone who can calmly handle things and be brave. She always wants to be brave enough to overcome herself, overcome sad things in the past, and look forward to the future. When she got home, she cleaned herself, changed clothes, and started doing housework. After finishing everything, she feels exhausted. She decided to take a good nap until 10 p.m. However, that day she dreamed of Jin. Hotaru is in a forest. This forest is very familiar. The trees spread out to cover the entire forest like a giant green umbrella. Hotaru was confused, so she just walked back and forth in the forest. Perhaps she was not aware that she was dreaming. She kept going straight, and so on. On the way, she saw many very familiar scenes but couldn't remember where she had seen them. Hotaru kept walking like that until she saw that thing. That is the temple gate in front of the mountain god's forest. So is she in the mountain god's forest? She said in panic. She tried to get closer and saw the shadow of a white-haired teenager wearing a mask. She gradually realized it was Jin. She was so surprised that she burst into tears, ran over, and said, "Jin, is it you, Jin? Jin!" The closer she got, the clearer she saw Jin. It was that face. The face that she had missed for so many years but never had a chance to say it. Suddenly Jin smiled at her. It was like the sun was shining on her pain for so long. She felt extremely happy. She kept running, shouting Jin's name, but the more she ran, the more distance she felt between him and her. Before disappearing, he smiled at her and said something, but she couldn't hear clearly, only heard some words. "I'm going to." She witnessed Jin pass away right before her eyes. For her, she absolutely could not endure that scene again. But today, even though it was only in her dream, she witnessed that scene. This psychological pain has tormented her all these years. But now, even if it's just a dream, her emotions and her pain were all extremely real. This pain penetrated deep into her heart. The tears of happiness before were now replaced by tears of sadness. She kept calling Jin and, "Huh? What?" Hotaru suddenly woke up. "This is my bed. So was it just a dream?" "So, it was just wait." She looked towards the bed and said, "Did I really cry? Cry this much?" Hotaru walked out of the bedroom. She suddenly remembered that she hadn't eaten dinner yet. Looking at the clock, she saw that it was already 10 p.m. She decided to wash her face and then go to sleep. Hotaru looked at herself in the mirror. Just now, was it really just a dream? The surrounding scenery, the places where I used to have fun with Jin and even Jin, really don't look like a dream at all. But didn't I wake up? It's definitely not true, Hotaru reassured herself. But why was it just a dream? I really want to meet Jin, even just once. Leaving the bathroom, she went straight to the bedroom. She covered herself with the blanket and fell asleep without realizing it. The next morning, she woke up at 5 a.m. to prepare for work. She tried to keep her face as alert as possible before going to work. When she got to work, it was already 7 a.m. Going to work today was as normal as any other day, just that during work hours, there was a guy who always followed Hotaru. Wherever Hotaru goes, he follows. Even when sitting at the desk, his eyes never left Hotaru. Hotaru felt that this guy was very strange. The fact that he was always staring made her extremely uncomfortable. She decided to talk frankly with him, but just standing up and speaking directly was a bit strange. She thought for a while, then decided to stand up. If he followed her, she decided to tell him directly. So she stood up and went to the meeting room. Indeed, he also stood up and followed her. A little more private, she decided to turn around and ask, "Hey, why do you keep following me?"